Hansar. And we're live, everybody.
Yep. Evening.
Welcome with me tonight for a little Q&A, a little interview. Sir Peter Gilmore, I officially nodded you. I don't know if you know that or not.
That's fine. I
Sir Peter Gilmore
deserve
of
that.
the House of Art, I guess is should be your guild. I don't know.
Yeah. I think I've got my lights on too high. Never mind.
I don't know. I mean, you look pretty good.
No wonder I'm
anyway.
pale though. You know, I've been locked in the house for like a year.
Yeah. I still have to go outside, so I still get sun.
Yeah.
I do dim mine for more mood lighting. Welcome, Pete. I appreciate you coming on for a little Q&A with me.
No problem. So
yeah, it'll be a shit show as always. So
I wouldn't expect any different.
you've been involved in enough of my streams or my shows that you know it's like whatever. We'll do it live.
Well, yeah.
Pete is trying to become an American cowboy.
Well, I'm wearing the cowboy stuff because a certain person said, dress like a cowboy. So I am. The Summers woman told me to dress like a cowboy.
And she's not even here.
And she's not even
here. Yeah, she's not even here. Oh, Mandy. She works you like a rented mule, then she doesn't even show up.
I know. Pimping me out.
Trying to make you start an OnlyFans. Just pimping you nonstop.
Yeah.
And then she doesn't even show up.
It's the story of my life.
Let's start our little Q&A. We'll as everybody knows, I'm not a professional interviewer. If anybody saw my interview with Mandy, I just kind of roll with it.
I'm
Pete and I've obviously talked some off and on through the time we've known each other, so I have little things here and there to work off of, I guess you should say. But
yeah,
I'll kind of do with like I did with my last interview. Let's go back in the day, Pete.
Oh.
When did your love of art first start? As a kid, were you artistic?
Yeah.
Did you like drawing and stuff when you were a kid?
I did, yeah. I don't know, probably since I was old enough to pick up a pencil, you know. When I was like 7, I won a national portrait competition to draw a portrait of the Queen.
Ah.
And I got on TV and all kinds of stuff. It was, yeah. But yeah, I was always, as a kid, I was into like, dinosaurs and monsters. And so I was always drawing stuff like that. And then comics. So I was always trying to draw my own comics. And they were crap, obviously. But I was going to try and find some old artwork to show you. But there's some on if people troll through my Twitter and go back far enough, they'll find pictures I did when I was like 8 or 9.
So I don't have an artistic bone in my body. I can hardly draw a stick person. I've just always been that way.
Yeah, I've just always done it. Always. I mean, I went to like art college and all that stuff. But while I was at art college, I got like a part-time job working in a bar. And I really enjoyed that. And then like the chef there trained me in the kitchens. And for some reason, I then became a chef. And it was only like 8 or 9 years ago that I quit all that just to be a professional artist. Because I thought, you're getting too old. Just try it now. While you can afford, while you're not going to die from starvation, from being old and frail.
So, you did some time in art college. Do you think that helped your artwork at all, or do you think it was a waste of time, but it wasn't really necessary?
It taught me a lot of sort of like techniques and how to do different things. But I mean, they kept kind of trying to push me to do like fine art, to do paintings and stuff. And
Yeah.
I didn't want to do that. Really didn't. I wanted to do graphic design at the time. So I used to get into a lot of arguments with the lecturers there, and so I remember one day one of the lecturers said, "Tomorrow when you come in, get a picture of a piece of art that you think's really amazing, really awesome." And I took in, I think it was either Batman Killing Joke or it might have been Watchmen or something like that. And he went crazy and said it wasn't art and got really angry with me. And I that put me on a rocky path. They didn't like me, I didn't like them.
Which it's funny how things change, because if you were the same age now going to art school, they would probably think you're crazier if you were like, I want to be a portrait artist or do fine art,
Yeah.
as opposed to saying you wanted to do like graphic design or something like that.
Well, I mean, I can still do all that kind of stuff. I was still doing that kind of stuff not too long ago, actually. Before I started doing comics, I was doing big paintings and selling them. Good money. It's really good money. It's more money than you make in comics. But I love comics, so what can you do? I'd rather be doing something I love. And so whoever asked about the commissions, I at the moment start at about $115, including shipping. So that's pretty cheap.
Is there a not nailing you down, but is there like a size limit on that? Is that starting at like a certain size?
Like you draw a comic page on, like, oh my god. Of course, the only comic page I've got is the one I was doodling the other night with the dragon on. But yeah, big. They're big. That's like the size of page you draw a comic page on. So. And it's all done properly, on the proper paper with the proper inks. People get funny about ink, weirdly enough. It has to be archival ink, which never fades.
Oh, okay. So if it ends up in the sunlight or something, the ink doesn't fade out.
Yeah. It might go a slight brown color if you put it in direct sunlight for like a year, but but that's your own fault if you do that.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're gonna hang a custom drawn picture in the sun, that is kind of your fault.
Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of the start at that. I'll say the start of that. If you want something that's going to take me a week to draw, it might cost you a little bit more. It's always a weird one. People ask about commissions. They say how much, and usually I'd say, well, it depends what you want, Because I turn around and say, I'll do that for like $115, and then they're like, well, I want this, and they're all in a jungle, and I want you to draw every leaf on every tree. Then it's like, I learned that one the hard way. Always be specific about what you're going to do first.
Don't quote a price and then let them say, "Well, but I wanted this."
Yeah,
end up doing like $800 worth of work for $150.
To be honest, the way I am, I'd spend days. Whatever you commission, I spend ages on it anyway because I've got pride. I've got pride in my work.
So you did a stint in art college. You've always enjoyed drawing. Then you kind of went into the pubs and cooking.
Cooking, running hotels, and all kinds of stuff.
You said about 8 years ago you swapped over to doing art full time. What was the thing that drove you to all of a sudden say, "F this, I'm going full time artist"? Or was it like a gradual thing? Did you start doing it like gradually?
I mean, to be honest, I never stopped doing art because I was always doing it as well, But yeah, I quit the chef work because 5 a.m, getting up and cooking food for people who don't appreciate it.
Yeah, hot, back-breaking labor.
It was the hours. It was the hours that just, which weirdly enough, I work more hours now. But yeah, no, typical day when I was working as a chef, it would be like 5 a.m. till, I don't know, mid-afternoon. Then you'd get a couple of hours off and then you'd be back again for the evening. And yeah, long hours. Good money though. But
so what kind of food were you cooking?
I've worked in all kinds of places. I've worked in like diners right up to like 5-star restaurants and hotels.
Okay.
I worked for a long time at before the Hilton became, it's like a chain now, isn't it? Like there's a chain of them. Back when there was like, I think there was like one in New York and one somewhere else, and then there was like two in the UK. So there was only like 4 hotels. When it was like classy, still.
Yeah.
I worked at the one down in Bristol over here for a good few years, and furthered my chef training. The head chef took me under his wing and taught me all kinds of stuff. Yeah, to do with working as a chef.
So you learned all of your cooking abilities or cooking skills was like on the job training.
Yeah, on the job training, and then I went and did all the qualifications and stuff like that. So I'm
Okay.
qualified, but yeah, I learned to do it properly. Then went for the the qualifications where they do everything the long way, and yeah, no,
Yeah.
chefs don't work like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just so you have the piece of paper to say you could do something you could already do.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, it's great. Well, I kept getting in trouble for doing things the easy way. But you're not supposed to do it like that. You have to spend at least half an hour doing this first. No, you
It's like, do I end up at the same destination? Yes or no?
don't. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I've I've always had a problem with people telling me what to do. I don't like
Which
that.
is it's just kind. Well, I mean, you still kind of have people telling you what to do. We know how Mandy is, but I mean, now that you're basically your own boss, we'll call you your own boss.
Yeah, technically. I mean, technically, I could turn around to Mandy and say, no, no, no. At least she's not in the chat to berate me already. I'll get that
Nah,
later.
sure. I'm sure she's still looking at cards of some sort.
Probably. Nerd stuff.
Yeah, nerd
Says,
stuff.
says the guy that's into comics and Star Wars.
So you started art when you're really young. You've always been into art. Have you also always been into
Yeah,
comic books?
um, I was growing up, and then I kind of drifted away from it, as you do. You know, I discovered booze and women and booze and you know, discovered all that stuff and kind of forgot about the comics for a while. It's like in like comic skate and stuff. Everyone's really into '90s comics, and I completely bypassed all that because I was out getting drunk and being debauched with young ladies. I don't know
Yeah.
whether I should have been sat at home reading comics instead, but
I think gaming or what is right. Boobs for the win.
exactly, yeah. And now I just draw them. I haven't seen a real pair of boobs in a year because of the damn lockdown. Well, the government banned us from having sex with people who don't live with us. So
Oh yeah, that kind
yeah,
of puts a little nod into things.
I don't know how they were ever going to police that, but
They drove around at night in a van
yeah,
listening for people
listening.
having sex, and they were going to knock on the door and make you prove you both live there.
Perhaps they had trained dogs, sniffer dogs, to sniff it. Yeah, they repurposed the drug dogs.
That I know you said you kind of got out of comics there in the middle because of finding booze and boobs, but it does seem that the more I talk to people like you from the comic side, from the indie side, it's like I loved comics growing up, and then all of a sudden I did like other life shit because I wasn't sitting in my mom's basement reading comics anymore.
Yeah,
And then it's
yeah,
like all of a sudden one day you're like, hey, wait a minute, comics were cool. But then you go back and
exactly.
find out now they're trash.
That
And that's
yeah.
how people kind of migrate. So is that kind of how you
This is
migrated towards the indie side? Is you
well,
pick
this is
comics
got
back up again?
well, almost exactly the reason. It's I started seeing stuff like the changing the gender of characters and just screwing around with them. Like they made Thor a woman and all this kind of stuff. And you read more and more of that, and I kind of started looking at comics again, and they're utter garbage. It turned to garbage. And I always wanted to work in comics, so I thought, screw it, let's do it. Let's try this. And then I kind of got into Comicsgate and got my first job with Umbrella Guy. Tug?
Mm-hmm.
Got my first job with him, which was awesome because that's like the first Indiegogo campaign I worked on, made $140,000. Fantastic. I mean, we don't make that with the other stuff, but Tug's got a massive audience, hasn't he? So
I was gonna say that's definitely a big name for your first start into Comicsgate and doing a campaign. That's a huge name to jump in on.
Yeah, but I mean, I kind of got that gig because I can't remember. I think we were just chatting on the stream, and he got that like detective character that he has. But whoever designed it had done. It was just, I think it was Rorschach from The Watchmen, but they just changed the face on it. So I kind of redesigned it a bit, and then I kind of dropped on the idea because I know Tug's into like H.P. Lovecraft and all that kind of stuff, Cthulhu and whatnot. So I kind of came up with this detective Tug, like fighting against like tentacle monsters and stuff, and then we started talking. His daughter used to do a lot of streams with him. She'd like come on and they'd do story time at the end of the streams, and she was absolutely adorable. So I designed like the little Umbrella Girl character, which she was like the main character in the first book and the second one now.
Awesome.
So that's all my fault. The Umbrella Girl is entirely my fault. So everyone who spent all the money on the campaigns and whatnot, sorry about that.
So I don't know if this is serious or not. From the back room, JJ says that Mandy wants to know who is the best writer you've ever worked with. I think that's a very leading question.
Best writer I've ever. Well, the stuff I did on Tug's campaign on his book, I wrote myself. So, and that made 140,000. Mandy is the best writer I've worked with, of course, and Wyatt. God, don't forget Wyatt. But yeah, Mandy's the official answer.
I don't know if she really asked that question or not.
No, well, she's not in the chat.
In the private chat. No, that's what JJ put in the private chat.
That's yeah. If she was in the chat, she would have asked that. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I've only really writer-wise, I've only worked with Mandy and Mandy, Wyatt, Literature Devil. Worked with him, done some stuff with him, and just the odd bits and pieces here and there, like. The first year I was in Comicsgate, I worked on doing like extra bits and pieces for like 30 campaigns or something like that. 30 different campaigns. Been busy.
And how long ago? You said that was about 8 years ago when you started full time? Is that when all that happened?
No. This is only in the past couple of years. When I first went to just do art on its own, I was literally designing T-shirts and stuff, and then there's a bit of graphic design. Just different jobs for different people. I did a lot of T-shirt designs for like I've got a storefront on a website called Redbubble. You know Redbubble. Got stuff on there and on TeePublic as well. And I'd literally get up in the morning, think, right, what am I going to do? Design a T-shirt, and I designed a T-shirt every day for like a year and a half, and just uploaded them. And by sheer force of volume, I started making quite a bit of money.
So people go on there and pick your design, then you get like a a commission off of.
Yeah.
What
It's not
they buy.
not a massive amount, but if you've got enough designs and enough volume, it's not bad money. Not bad money. I was doing okay until because obviously someone like Umbrella Guy attracts a lot of crazies, you know, the SJWs and the lunatics. And they got kind of pissed off with me as well because I was working with them. I hadn't done anything to them, but you know, they clearly thought I was a menace to society. So they kept going onto like my websites where I was selling stuff and like false flagging stuff, DMCA things, so it would all get taken down. Then you had to fill out a massive form for each thing that got taken down. So in the end, in the end, I got so fed up with it, and I didn't have time. It'd take you half a day to fill out the damn form each time. So yeah, so I don't make quite as much on there anymore because all the cool stuff got yeah. Oh, I've still got stuff on there, and there's some licensed stuff for different things. I've got like I've got a license to do Rick and Morty and a lot of weird things like Jaws. I can't remember off the top of my head. A bunch of stuff. Groundhog Day, the movie. I've got a license to do merch for that. But,
really?
Yeah, which is a weird one, but you know.
How do you even go about getting a license for something like that?
Well, on these websites, because you get so many people putting like, someone will do a Batman T-shirt, and obviously they're not supposed to, and they're not supposed to be selling it, and they get so many people doing that they came up with a scheme where instead of having stuff taken down, they put it forward to whoever owned the license. And if they liked it, you got a license, you could do more of that character or that thing. So I got quite a few of those. Yeah, I got quite a few of those.
So once you're accepted, you can do anything to do that license that you want to. And then it's legal. So
I mean they still have to approve everything, but it gets approved in like half a day, something like that. It doesn't take long. And
so what did you do for Groundhog Day?
It was a T-shirt with the alarm clock that goes off every morning. Yeah. It was just the alarm clock ticking over to like 6 a.m. and then it just said, "I got you, babe," coming out of the alarm clock. That music. That was it.
Okay.
That was it. Yeah, kind of obscure, but everyone knows that movie and they know what it is. So.
Yeah.
I sell like about 10 of those every Groundhog Day. Pretty much the only time of year those ones sell. And I got the license to do the Grinch as well, which was quite cool. So, I make a fat stack every Christmas from Grinch T-shirts and mugs and things, which is nice for Christmas.
Oh yeah,
nice,
I didn't even know that was a thing, that you could submit stuff and get licenses like that.
Yeah, obviously it's got to be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, if it's rubbish or making fun of it, they're not gonna grant your license. They're just gonna pull the product.
It's got to be, and it's obviously got to be original artwork and whatever. A lot of people just try to Photoshop things, and it's like, no, don't cut the mustard. That doesn't.
So speaking of SJWs,
gotta love them.
I understand you're also a big fan of the original Star Wars.
Dude, I was there on opening day queuing up. I was queued up on opening day. Didn't get in because the queue was so long and there wasn't enough space. So we went back. Like, I think the earliest show next day was 11 a.m. and we were there at 7 a.m. and we got in the next morning to see like A New Hope, the first Star Wars movie, the first proper Star Wars movie.
What I call the original Star Wars is what I call
proper Star. I'd lived and breathed Star Wars as a kid. Okay, it's same as anything. I kind of went off it a bit, and then you reach a certain age and you start getting back into it again.
Yeah.
When you've actually got money to spend on stuff.
So what are your thoughts then on the newer Star Wars, the sequels, the prequels, all of that?
The prequels I didn't mind too much. They were a little bit boring. I don't know, not too much trade federation, you know. As the third
There,
one was
there seemed like there
awesome.
was more talking than action
Yes, yeah,
in a lot of the prequels. It's like Star Wars. It's a space western. There's supposed to be people shooting at each other in action.
yeah,
It's not supposed
exactly.
to be we
Yeah,
talk for 35 minutes about something.
yeah. I mean, Revenge of the Sith was cool. That was, yeah. The first two of the prequels, I didn't see like in theaters. I waited. I saw them. How can I put it? Sailed the high seas. I sailed the high seas to watch those, and then obviously bought the
I'm right.
Blu-rays
I'm
and
right.
stuff.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah, but we went to see Revenge of the Sith in the theater, and for some bizarre reason, Dave Prowse was there in our local little shitty theater. Dave Prowse was there signing stuff, which was kind of strange, seeing as he's not in the movie. But yeah, but he is Darth Vader,
he's
so you know.
yeah. He's like. I mean, I was around and I heard there was going to be a Star Wars movie playing, so I thought I'd sign some shit.
Yeah, well, he signed my helmet. Yeah, he signed my
I
helmet.
I hope
Yeah,
you mean an actual helmet,
a
not
Darth Vader helmet. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
not little John, not little Peter's helmet.
No, 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 not Peter's Peter. No. Um, yeah, the funny thing was when well, he signed that, and he signed like a photo for me as well. And my kid was with me and got really excited and terrified that Darth Vader was there, and I got all the stuff signed, and then we came away after the movie, and she's like really pissed off because I didn't get her anything. It's like I got it all signed for me, which yeah,
Yeah, I would have done the same thing. Let me take this off for safekeeping so you
yeah,
don't mess it up.
definitely for safekeeping. Yeah, yeah.
And then
I
20
just,
years later, they're like, "Where's that stuff that was signed?" You're like, "What? What?"
yeah, it's funny as well because when he signed, when I mean, God rest his soul, when he signed stuff, he used to put the real Darth Vader. Which was
Tommy, what's going on, brother? Good to see you.
have you ever seen the the footage where before they overdubbed him with James Earl Jones? It's all on YouTube. Anyone who's watching this, go and look it up later. It's hilarious. He's like, "I'm looking for those plans." He sounds like a pirate. No, Luke, I'm your father. Yeah, yeah.
That would
I
be
mean,
funny. I need to
he
go
was
look that up.
he was famous over here before Star Wars though, because he was in a bunch of Hammer horror films, and we also had he was a character called the Green Cross Code Man, and the Green Cross Code was like a thing teaching kids how to cross the street. You know,
Okay.
don't cross in between parked cars, don't run out after the ball when you kick the ball into the street, and all that kind of crap. So he'd magically appear in these ads in this white suit with a green cross on it, like a kind of I don't know retarded Green Lantern or something. But yeah, he used to teach us how not to get splattered by cars. So it was really really confusing that we knew he was Darth Vader and saw him in the theatre. It's like that's not his voice. He doesn't sound like that. What's going on? Confused 7-year-old.
Good to see you, gamer. What? Appreciate you stopping by. Have a good night.
Yeah, thanks, man.
So, while on the topic of British related things,
Mm-hmm.
are you a Doctor Who fan at all?
The older stuff, yeah, yeah, not so much the new ones. I quite liked David Tennant; he was all right. But
Yeah.
I'm like more like Tom Baker and all the old stuff, the really old stuff. Used to hide behind the couch, terrified of all the horrific monsters made out of plastic and rubber bands. And yeah,
It
I
is
was.
funny to go back and watch the older. Well, to me, it's just like movies. If you go back and watch like the older props and special effects, you laugh at it now, but it's like at
Yeah,
that time it was pretty cool.
But I used to get like Doctor Who magazine every month. Well, I think it was every 2 weeks or whatever. Oh, which is also weird because they'd have like comic strips in there, and I didn't know it at the time. But looking back on it now, the people that drew those comic strips, like really famous comic artists. To me, it was just at the time, it was just, it's Doctor Who. Didn't really pay attention to stuff like that. Never really did, which is weird. Being a comic artist, now I notice that kind of stuff, but when I was a kid, I didn't care who drew it. It didn't matter. Who drew it or who wrote it. As long as Batman was punching the Joker or, whatever. It's fine. That's all I wanted.
So, I know we've talked a little bit too that you're were or are a big music fan. You're a rocker and a punk rocker.
Yeah.
Do you think music in your life has music influenced your art at all?
Oh God. I don't think so. I don't know. Everything kind of influences you a bit, doesn't it? I suppose. Yeah, I did have a rebellious streak for a while, and I used to like draw and paint really political kind of, smash the system, punk rock stuff. But I grew out of that really quickly because you don't make any money from that stuff. No one wants to buy that crap.
Yeah. Or the people that would want it don't have the money to buy it.
That's it exactly. Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
They're bucking the system, which doesn't pay very well.
That's the thing with all the SJWs with Star Wars and comics and stuff like that at the moment, isn't it? Though the people who are bitching about it and want it all changing and screwing with it don't have the money to buy all the merch and things like that.
No, they're just busy trying to get people pulled off shows and get shows canceled and movies and books changed.
They'll look for it. Yeah. No, I could rant about SJWs. They really drive me crazy. It's just the logic. There is no logic. They're just. Yeah, I don't know. I've spent so long railing against people like that, like in the past 2 or 3 years, that I've reached a point now where I just ignore it. Pretty much just ignore it. Because they're not going to change, so just block them on your social media, ignore them.
Yeah.
And plus, they don't really chase after me anymore. They gave up on me.
You're a lost cause.
Yeah. Well, a lot of them. It's no fun for them if you use your real name and they know where everyone knows where you live and stuff like that. Okay. It's no fun for them. It's like unless you get really famous, like Ethan Van Sciver or someone like that, then it's worth them attacking you again just to get, I don't know, to win back pats from the friends or something. I very rarely encounter them now.
I guess it would be like them getting some cred or some fame off going after somebody with more.
Yeah.
Fame, I guess.
Maybe. I don't know what. You can't buy food with backpacks.
No.
So I don't know why they do it. Yeah, too much time on the hands.
Everybody needs a hobby. They need a different hobby, I think.
Yeah, to be honest, while all the different lockdown things were going on in various countries and all over the place, I thought they would have got worse. I don't think they did, because I thought, they'll have more time on the hands, because But then again, I guess none of them were working anyway. So.
Yeah, the bad people were already just sitting at home anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, they call us basement dwellers. Sure. I think that's more them. Yeah.
So what? And not to make you single somebody out, like saying one of your kids is your favorite. To date, what's your favorite project so far that you've worked on? Just you personally. Yeah.
Oh.
Or you've done whatever as far as like art goes.
That I've worked on. Okay. First completed project. Yeah, the first one that's been completed that is my favorite would be Super Dead. But I think this is going to sound. I think Hardcore Pornosaur is going to be amazing. I think the graphic novel of that is yeah.
It's it's definitely going to be something.
It's fun to draw. It's fun to draw. And
Yeah, we
not
were
not that
talking
I
about
don't not that I don't like drawing Walk the Wizard. You know, I've got to be really
we were
careful what I
talking
say.
about that a little bit before. Well, that's why I said try not to make you call out like who your favorite kid is while your kids
Yeah,
are all sitting in the room. But we were talking a little bit about the hardcore pornosaur before the stream, and it's going
I
to be
mean,
interesting.
look, I get to draw hot chicks and dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Yeah, say no more. That's it. I've just reached the yeah. I mean, I'm working mostly on Walk the Wizard at the moment, obviously, because we've got the campaign, and that's all on schedule to be finished. But in the spare moments, I've got like the first, I think, 4 pages now and the cover done for Hardcore Pornosaur.
It's going to be something for sure.
Yeah, and then I've got another side project that we're not putting any date on when it's going to be coming out or anything like that. It's probably going to take a year or two to draw, which is the Jack the Ripper Vampire Hunter.
Oh,
That
okay. Yeah, I've
yeah
heard you recently talking about that. Yeah.
yeah, but that's kind of that's insanely detailed stuff, and it takes like 4 days to do 1 page. You know, so so that's going to be a while.
And it's right there behind you. Jack the Ripper, Vampire
Mm.
Hunter. Very highly detailed. I can only imagine.
Yeah, yeah.
Just the detail, like
Mm.
the horse's mane and all that, is crazy to me. Especially since I can't draw jack shit.
Yeah, it's that one's going to be a labour of love. That's going to take a long time to do, but when it's done, hopefully it'll make us make $1 million. I doubt it, but
2 million. Who knows?
mm-hmm. Yeah. Me and Mandy have been joking that because hardcore porn was it's silly, you know, it's not serious in any way, and we've been joking that it's probably going to be the thing that makes us that's going to be the biggest hit.
I wouldn't doubt in the very least that the what you think is the goofiest and most outrageous will be the most popular.
Yeah. Well, I was sitting talking with Mandy a couple of days ago, I think it was, and she did a tweet just saying, "Yeah, we're doing it. We're doing and that one tweet got more attention than any other books we've tried to, promote.
I'll be honest with you. When I first heard the whispers of the actual turning hardcore pornosaur into a book, at first I thought it was a joke.
It kind of was.
Like it was just you and Mandy screwing around. Like, oh yeah, we'll draw it as a book. And I was like, oh, that would be funny. And then all of a sudden it's like, no, it's coming out as a book. And I've seen little bits and pieces of stuff you've been working on, and I'm like, this is gonna be fucking awesome.
It's I've just like I say, I'm only like 4 pages into it. So page one's just a chick sitting around. I can show you if you want.
Fatty, what's up, Fatty? Well, while you're looking at that, we have a question from the back room from JJ that's dwelling in the back.
Oh yeah.
What is your masterpiece, or have you produced it yet?
What is my masterpiece? Oh. It's not. No, it's not been done yet. It's going to be probably Jack the Ripper Vampire Hunter. I have been known to say that's going to be my crowning glory. Hopefully. Right. Oh. So I have to do this a weird way. Because obviously I can't show the actual comic pages because the files are so damned huge. You try and show them on StreamYard, and it takes it's like dial-up, back in the day when when the picture would load one line at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, I almost see a dimple. I think I
Yeah,
see a nipple.
exactly. Yeah, porn back in the day.
Then
Yeah,
somebody picks up the phone and screws the connection up, and you're like, "Oh, damn it!"
yeah. You just got to about there, and then yeah. So you'd have to imagine the rest. Right, share screen. Too many things to click. Just share the thing I want straight away, please. There we go. There you go. There's your cover. I think you've seen that, though. I think everyone's seen that. Which
Yeah,
is, I'm
yeah.
just
I think that was
waiting
put
for,
on Twitter, right?
yeah, waiting for some genius to point out that yes, that is the pose from A Million Years BC, the movie. So someone will say, he's copied that. Yes, that was the point. Yeah.
You're just a thief. There's no originality in your artwork.
No, yeah, I've had that before. Stupid people. Stupid people. So yeah, it's, there's boobs. And there's pterodactyls attacking stuff. And then this is the last page I've done. Where, and in the distance you've got, velociraptors riding on pterodactyls.
I love it.
Yeah, and there's
Oh, that's
panic, and then,
awesome.
the pilot copped it. Yeah. Oh,
Velociraptors
it's,
riding pterodactyls.
yeah. I mean, it's not the most detailed thing because it's tiny on the page, but just, we're going down. What the fuck? It's going to be funny, and it's going to be filled with monsters and
Well,
hot chicks, you know?
it's campy, but it's like that good, awesome kind of campy, like you used to get in movies and stuff, like back in the '80s.
Yeah, I mean, we were kind of, when I showed Mandy the cover, she's like, that. She said, you put too much time and it's too good for what it is, for the ridiculousness that it is. And I'm kind of working on, if I draw everything straight, like play it like seriously, but the situations are stupid, then it should work. If I did it all goofy and cartoony, then it wouldn't work. I don't think it'd be crap. So I'm gonna
I see what you're saying. Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah. So it's going to be a badass, Tyrannosaurus and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I think there's a nice fight in there. So get dinosaurs fighting, and then obviously there's boobs and butts.
I mean, gotta love boobs and butts, if nothing else.
Yeah,
Even if you don't
yeah.
like dinosaurs.
Sharknado with
And then,
dinosaurs, JJ says. Yeah, kind of. There's a whole, I'm kind of, weirdly, I'm looking forward to, there's a bit in the book where they kind of, this is going to sound really goofy, but when she falls in love with the T-Rex, so I'm going to do a whole montage where they're walking along the beach at the sunset, and he's got his little T-Rex arm out, and they're holding hands. Just dumb shit like that. Yeah.
oh, that sounds so spectacular.
Yeah, we're going to have to do, I mean, not because of the hot chicks, but we're going to have to do like a laminated version because people are going to spit the drinks all over it. Because it's going to be stupid. Stupid. Yeah. We originally weren't even going to do it as like an Indiegogo campaign. We were just going to, I don't know, I think Mandy's a little bit embarrassed by it. I don't know why, but I think it's an awesome idea. I think it's a great concept for a comic, but we were just going to,
I do too.
I think we were just going to either do like a print on demand thing or just get some printed and put them on the Stuntman Comics website or something like that. But it's kind of growing too big now. So,
Yeah.
we'll do it. It's a good way of finding out how popular stuff is as well. Plus, I think if you just put it up for sale, you'll probably sell like 2 one week and a couple the next week, and and I can't live off that kind of money. I need like chunks of cash at once. I need all the money.
Well, there's the troublemaker has shown up, Trace XL.
Uh-oh. Summers can't be too far behind. She'll be lurking somewhere.
Yeah, I'll have to back it too.
Oh, look.
Has Pete found the Temple of Doom yet?
You told me
Speak
to
of the
wear
devil, and
this.
there she is.
You told me to wear this. You said dress
We've
like a
already had
cowboy.
this. I was gonna say we already had this conversation, Mandy. Because somebody said he's trying to be an American cowboy, and he said you told him to dress that way.
Yeah. So it's your fault, ma'am. Partner.
And you missed the part, Mandy, that you're the worst person he's ever worked with on a campaign. You'll have to rewind and find that part.
I, you're gonna get me in trouble. You're really gonna get me in trouble.
She's rewinding right now, looking for it. Like, what? He said
Yeah.
what?
I did not. No.
Lug nuts. What's up, lug nuts?
I said you were the best writer I'd worked with.
It does kind of look like the Undertaker. You remember the Undertaker from wrestling?
Like a really old Undertaker.
Remember how though he
Yeah.
wore like a hat and stuff like that?
Yeah,
for a
I haven't
while?
got the hair though, for the Undertaker. I've got a wig somewhere. I should have worn that. And shouted a lot and looked menacing.
So what would you call your drawing style? Do you think you have a particular drawing style, or is it just kind of depending on what
It depends-
project you're working
Yeah,
on?
it depends on the project, really. And I don't know if that's the way you get well known in comics. I think you have to have one style and stick to it, kind of. 'Cause, I mean, that the Jack the Ripper stuff there. Compare that to like Walk the Wizard. It's completely different. And then
Yeah.
the stuff I'm doing, the hardcore corner, so that's completely different again. The stuff I did for Umbrella Guy, that's again completely different. Never know what you're going to get, and I don't know if you looked at the two things, if anyone could figure out it was the same person or not. Sometimes you can with people, but I don't know. There doesn't seem to be that many people working in comics that can change styles like that, though. So you think it'd get me more work, wouldn't you? Being able to do different things. I don't have time for more work. Mandy's got me in lockdown.
Yeah. Not only does your government have you in lockdown, Mandy has you in lockdown.
Yeah, still in the basement. I heard her upstairs opening cards and stuff and laughing as she threw a chicken bone down the staircase at me. She's not causing trouble? No, she's not. Good.
She's still on a nerd card high. She's not
Yeah.
come down from her nerd card high enough to cause trouble yet.
She gave away some Magic the Gathering cards, and I won them. And then she said, "No, you can't have them. Pick someone else." And pick Merry Mayhem. Mary got them instead of me. I told her I needed them because I've got a wonky table and I need to prop my leg up. That's probably why I didn't get them. There's work to be done, Gilmore. Gracefully shakes fist. Okay. Oh, it's Sunday.
So Pete is
day
the
off.
possum in the garage. So Leroy the possum is really Pete. Is that what you're saying, Fatty?
Could be. I've never seen photo evidence of this possum, so I think she might be just making it all up, to be honest.
I wish I could remember the name of the Instagram account. I always like to say it's completely off topic. I have lots of completely off topic stories, but the guy that I work with, his wife, who had way too much time on her hands because she was a stay-at-home mom, and I can't remember the name of the frog now, but they had this big ass frog that would regularly come up on like the back deck of their house. And for whatever reason, one day she started making it little outfits. And it was just a big ass frog. It would just sit there.
Are you sure you're not
She would
talking about
dress it
Mandy?
up. She would dress it up in these little outfits. And it had like its own Instagram account that had like thousands and thousands of followers for whatever the frog. And, if it was a rainy day, she had like little, like galoshes and a rain hat, like the Morton Salt Girl for it. And I'm like, you have way too much fucking time on your hands if you're making clothes for a frog.
Yeah. There's a lot of that about. Yeah, I follow an otter on Twitter. He's cool. Follow an otter and a family of what are they now? Groundhogs. I think were they groundhogs or prairie dogs? Something. There's a family of them anyway. This dude who lives out in the middle of nowhere. They keep eating his garden. So we got fed up one day and just started like putting a camera out there and like, did a live feed, and now it's really popular. He makes more money from selling produce than he ever could. Well, it makes more
I
money
would say
from the.
it's probably prairie dogs if I had to guess. I know they live in like little families, or
Yeah,
whatever
I
they
don't know.
call
I
them.
don't know if that's what they were. Or, yeah, they might have been groundhogs because they were bigger. Anyway,
Okay. Yeah, groundhogs are pretty big.
yeah, yeah. It is what it is. Stupid animals get, more likes and retweets than my fantastic artwork.
It either has to be cute animals or tits and ass. That's what gets retweets.
This is true. I tested this theory by one day drawing a half naked lady, and that got tons and tons of more response than anything else. In fact, I think the most popular tweet I ever did was I just got a GIF off Google of Daisy Duke, and I got like 1,000 fucking views, 1,000 like likes or something. But it's true. It's true. To be fair, my timeline on Twitter is mostly boobs, comics and boobs, and horror movies.
I got quite a bit of all that. Well, not really horror movies. I got quite a bit of that stuff on my timeline.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, and people bitching about Star Wars. So, yeah, that's the other one.
I try to ignore that stuff. I mainly focus on the boobs and the comics. To be honest
Yeah,
with you,
yeah,
I filter
yeah.
as I scroll up. I filter through it like, okay, boobs,
Boobs.
comics. Somebody raising hell, boobs.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Or like videos of people punching each other and stuff. Yeah, or yeah, whatever. I there's one guy I follow, and like there's a certain time of night he must wake up and go on Twitter because there'll be like 4 pages of just retweets of boobs. Which
Yeah, I follow some people that may or may not have websites on a certain website where people can
yeah, yeah, yeah,
subscribe,
yeah. I
and
did. I'm going.
they all retweet each other. So like if I follow this one
Yeah,
and like you said in the middle of the night, it's like she goes through and retweets every single person that's any way connected to her at all. So all of a sudden
yeah,
there's like 850 retweets.
yeah. An avalanche of tits, which is
But
good.
that's the only good thing. That's the only good thing is it's all boobs. Well,
Yeah.
and butts and other body parts, but yeah.
All throughout the day, it's people bitching about stuff, and all night it's boobs.
That's
Which is
why you get
why
on Twitter at night.
this is why I'm up all night. Yeah, yeah. No one's awake in the day, not the daytime over here anyway. You're all sleeping. America sleeps while I'm The trouble is, I get more work done if I get up early. Like if I get up at 7 a.m. over here, I can. Like the other day, I did like 3 Walk the Wizard pages in one day, like completely drawn, coloured, lettered, everything finished. So yeah, and then I end up staying up all night as well, and then the next day I get nothing done.
And then you end up doing goofy stuff in the middle of the night on YouTube.
Yeah, yeah. Blame Mandy. Blame her completely
Well,
for that.
you could blame me today too. Well, I mean, I guess
Well,
you
yeah,
could blame Mandy because that's how I met you was through Mandy. So it all
yeah.
goes back to Mandy.
It
Everything
does.
goes back to Mandy.
It's all her fault. Yeah, if I hadn't drawn that cover for her that one day, or if I hadn't said I'd draw a cover for her one day, that's it.
So is
Life would have been very different.
you you basically being your own boss and we'll call you a what would you call it, a freelancer, a private contractor,
Yeah,
whatever you want to call yourself. How does I mean I know you just talked about it a little bit, but how does your daily workflow work? I mean, are there days where you're just like, fuck it, I'm not going to do anything, or do you have to kind of have the mentality of this is my job, I have to put out a certain amount of product every day?
I kind of have a good idea of how long it's going to take to do stuff. So, like, I know when we need the pages finished for Water the Wizard. Yeah, need them all done. So I've got a fairly good idea of how many pages I need to do each day, or if I can take a day off from doing it. So, but the time when I'm not working on that, I'm working on other stuff for that we're going to do in the future. I like to get a bit ahead on things. Because, I mean, to run an Indiegogo, you need at least 5 pages of finished pages for a book. So I'll try and get those done before we even launch the campaign or whatever. So, because campaigns don't tend to do too well without any actual, interior artwork. You can do it if you're kind of famous. If you're like one of the big guys, you can get away with it.
Get away with like just showing like a cover.
Yeah, a cover or like some pin-ups or just like some concept art or whatever. So tell them how awesome I am to work with, Pete. Mandy is awesome to work with. Never a dull moment. She's like sweetness and light 24/7. Aren't you, Mandy?
Sugar and spice and everything nice.
Exactly, yeah. We never argue. We never don't speak to each other for fucking days on end over stupid stuff. We've gotten to know each other quite well over the last 2 years. I can tell when to stay off Twitter.
Well, that kind of brings up
I am sincere. Sorry, I am sincere, Mandy. I am. You're. She's a good writer and she's a good friend. That'll do.
That kind of made me think of an interesting question, since you're kind of your own boss, a freelancer, whatever you want to call yourself. That sounds bad to say it like that. Well, whatever you want to call yourself, Pete.
Yeah. Yeah.
Has there ever, and not even necessarily like a book project, has there ever been somebody that you're like, I just cannot work with this person? You've realized a little bit into it that it's the relationship just isn't going to work, and you just can't deal with them. Obviously, I'm not asking you to like out names or anything like that. It could even be like for a one-off piece or something like that. It doesn't have to be like a campaign.
Absolutely. To be honest, before I did the work with Tug, the person I worked with before that was, and people who know me and know this will know who I'm talking about. A nightmare to work with and a fucking awful writer. And I kind of got like, it was a 60-page book, and I was like, it was all not digital, it was all traditional. So it was like, even the colours, I was like doing the colours on the page with brushes and stuff. And I got like 20 something pages done. And then he just turned into a lunatic and the whole thing got cancelled. So, yeah. If people know who I'm talking about, I'm sure someone will put his name in the chat in a minute. I'm not going to say it, because if I mention his name, all hell will break loose again.
Yeah. I don't. If somebody accidentally puts somebody's name in the chat, that's one thing. But like I said, I'm not asking you to drop names. I was just curious.
It was.
It made me think of it. You talking about working with Mandy. I was like, well, that could be a very interesting relationship. Like the writer working with you as the artist, and like you said, it's almost like a marriage, for lack of a better term, in some ways. If you haven't,
me and Mandy, we've got the same sense of humour, and I kind of, when she's describing stuff, I kind of get what she's saying. I understand, and I can put it down on the page. It's like she said, while drawing Ward the Wizard, it's like she said that's how she wanted it to be, sort of, you know. That's how she saw it originally. So that's good, unless she's just lying. What's that?
You never take the trash out, apparently. Never.
I don't. I don't.
My wife says the same thing about me. She says, "Why is there dishes still in the sink?" And I say, "Because you never loaded the dishwasher."
She's always on
And
Messenger and on the phone
then
to her
she gets
friends.
upset with me.
She doesn't. Yeah, and I'm still waiting on a sandwich. Been waiting 2 years for a goddamn sandwich.
It's probably still in the post. You know, with COVID and all that stuff,
Probably.
everything's kind of slowed down. So you may not want to eat the sandwich when it gets there, but it may arrive eventually.
Knowing her, it'll have glitter sparkles and all kinds of shit in it. Oh, it'll be a boxing sandwich, and I'll open it, and it'll be a glitter bomb. Or yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So you and Mandy are deeply zen.
Yeah, probably, kind of, yeah.
That could be Trace. It could be held up in customs because Mandy filled it with pixie sticks and they think it's a bunch of cocaine.
That is very true. Very true. We're not allowed to send food over there at the moment, over to you. Can't send food stuff. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You get questioned about it. I sent a bunch of stuff out a few weeks ago, and yeah, got the 3rd degree. You know, is this in it? Is it? And there's a checklist of all these things you're not allowed to send anymore at the moment. Anyway, ridiculous. She likes to party. Yeah, you do. She does like to party. She does. I'll get if I try and sleep and get up at a normal time, I'll get up at 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. and there'll be a message saying Pete, and then because I haven't replied, because I'm sleeping, it'll be like Pete, and then there'll just be a tirade of stuff, and then she'll be like, screw you, I'm going to do something else. Yeah.
Because Mandy's so good at answering DMs. I'm looking at you, Mandy.
Dude, she does it to me as well now.
I just like to give her a hard time.
She's got a new Magic the Gathering friend. She doesn't need me.
It's all blame Trace.
Yeah,
everybody blames
totally.
Hashtag blame Trace.
Exactly.
Magic is more cool now than Pete.
It kind of is, though, isn't it? Magic is kind of cooler than me. Yeah, not Magic the Gathering. Magic the Gathering is really nerdy. Like I say, I'm a comic nerd and a sci-fi nerd and all that kind of stuff. But no, I even play D&D, but Magic the Gathering is just a step too far into the rabbit hole of nerdery.
So we talked. You talked a lot about how you were in pubs. You were a chef. You did some art school. You did all these things, and then finally went back to your art. Do you think all those things help make you a better artist? Do you wish you had just stuck with art the whole time?
No, I wouldn't say. Well, I never really stopped doing art, anyway. So, the biggest thing she's gonna love this. The biggest thing that improved my art, because I don't or didn't draw like in what I'd call American comic style. They've got a certain look to them. I didn't draw like that at all. I used to do all this detailed cross hatching and shading and all this kind of stuff. And it's Summer's fault, it's Mandy's fault that I got better at drawing an American, I call it American style. You know what I mean when I say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's the first person who's turned around to me and said, "That shit, do it again." First person that's had the nerve. But I'm glad she did. Because I got better. And then weirdly it just clicked one day and now I can do it. It's it's weird. It's like drawing an American style. It's putting down less lines to have the same kind of effect as if you shaded it all.
Less, kind of less detailed.
Yeah, well, it can be, or you can do it really. Yeah, it's weird, but it's just a certain style of drawing, a certain way of doing it. It's like that thing there, that thing there. That's like crazy detailed, but it's still in that kind of style. It's and learning not to overshade things. That's one of the things that people do that's terrible. Like too much shading on something, or there's a thing called line weights where you'll see people who haven't been doing it long. It'll be one thickness of line all the way around when you're drawing something. Line weights is like, so the underside of someone's head, the chin, or you do a thicker line because there's shadow there. It's just a quicker way of doing it instead of drawing it and then having to shade it afterwards. It's and it's a good way to show, like stuff in the foreground you'll use thicker lines, stuff in the background you'll use thinner lines. A lot of people don't get that at first. And there's some really good artists out there that still haven't quite mastered that or got it down pat. And if they did, they'd be astounding. You know, it's a simple thing to kind of learn, but to master it takes bloody ages. I get it wrong, you know, so not very often, obviously.
Which leads me slightly on a tangent. And I think, well, I mean, I don't know, you may have thought of this before, but as you know, I'm a fan of ink. With your art style and the way you draw and all that, had you ever contemplated doing something like becoming a tattoo artist or anything like that?
I've designed a lot of tattoos for people. Okay. Yeah. I've never. No, because I'd make too many mistakes. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's a different kind of technique and stuff. I could probably learn it, but no. Well, I'm too old now. By the time I'd mastered it, my hands would be like, because I'd be like 90. I could probably do that.
I mean this in the best way, but you strike me as somebody that is like a personality from a tattoo shop, from tattoo shops I've been in. When I'm in, and I've talked to artists I've met through like you and Mandy, but tattooists have that certain bravado, if you want to call it that, of,
I think,
you know, it's like they don't really want you to be there, but they want you to be there because they want your money. You know what I mean? It's like an arrogance.
That's comic artists. Most of the comic artists know are like that. There's an ego there. There's an ego.
Yeah, there's an ego, and it's. I'm trying to think of the way to explain it. It's like being personably an asshole, if that's even such a thing to say. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck off, why are you here? Yes, I'll take your $300 to put that tattoo on you. And then it's like, you know, it's like an odd bravado or an odd, I don't know.
It might actually just be artists in general, to be honest. Because
I mean, there's
that thing of, I mean, people can criticize your stuff and you're really polite, but the second you're in private, you're like, that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you ask Mandy, she'll tell you I the longest time thought my art wasn't that good. I'd always say, you know. I don't know, something happens eventually, and you're just like, nah, fuck it, I'm a genius.
So Kitty Bear said if you'll do a picture of me in my sweet transvestite outfit from when I did karaoke, that he'll tattoo it on his back.
I could do that. I've already drawn you a few times.
Be careful what you wish for, Kitty Bear.
That's going to be done.
We're going to ask you to put your money where your mouth is.
You know me, and that'll be done in like as soon as we finish this stream, like an hour.
5 minutes. 5 minutes from now, there'll be an unfortunate tattoo design for you to wear for the rest of your life of me with a bra on.
Yeah.
That my wife is still pissed about.
What did you do? Did you stretch it out?
I was doing. We were doing karaoke on Mary Mayhem's channel
Yeah.
one night, and I'm a big Rocky Horror Picture Show fan, and
Same here.
I
Same here,
decided to
dude.
do. I decided to do Sweet Transvestite, but I was like, okay, well, I mean, I obviously, when I stream and especially if I do karaoke, I hit several beers, and
Yeah.
I thought, well, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna fucking do it. So that was like one of the last songs I did of the night. So my mistake was I found one of my wives who's way more petite than I am. Brand new bras that still had a tag on it.
Oh shit.
And I wedged my chunky middle-aged dad boobs into her bra and like stretched it all out. And I had like a button-up shirt on. Like a stripper breakaway button-up shirt, with like the snap buttons. So I started the song, and then when it popped to the "I'm a Sweet Transvestite," I ripped the shirt open.
Get it.
Yeah, I ripped the shirt open and I had a black bra on. And then my wife realized the next day that her bra that still had a tag on it was like stretched way out and she couldn't wear it anymore.
I'm not averse to dressing up for the Rocky Horror Show. Seen it many, many, many times. Many.
Now it sounds like tranny confessions. The first time I dressed in drag, I was 14, and it was for a Halloween show of the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, dude, I was big into like psychobilly music, like rockabilly, that. Always into that. I was massively into that. And one of the bands we used to go and see, they'd all like wear dresses and shit on stage, massive boots, stupid haircuts, dresses. So we were known to go around town on pub crawls in dresses. Students, I suppose. I don't know. That's no excuse,
yes,
actually.
JJ did sadly witness it, but it was hilarious. It cost me many, many hundreds of dollars in stuff from Victoria's Secret, though, to make up for fucking that bra.
I've got fantastic. My legs look awesome in fishnets. You heard it here first.
I was. Now we're talking. Now it makes it sound like we're just doing drag talk with Han and Pete, but
we should just start a show, drag talk.
I was 14 and I took, which I've always had a shaved head, so I took like that, which I had a little bit more hair at that time, but it was Halloween, so I took like the spray on, like the spray on hair dye stuff that just washes right out, for Halloween, and did like white, like my head was white, like I was that Powder from the movie Powder. And I took one of my mom's bras, who's a very voluptuous lady, and like stuffed it full of like socks and shit, so I had like fucking triple D tits and a skirt and pantyhose and all that shit on. It was funny. There's a picture of me somewhere of me and my friend both dressed in drag, and somehow he was actually a very nice looking female. He had long hair. He naturally was one of them people that kept his hair long. Had like this kind of wavy long hair. So he kind of pulled it off way better than me. I just look like a 14-year-old shaved head kid in drag. He kind of looks like a chick.
There's photos of me at the Rocky Horror Show on Facebook somewhere. Thankfully, I don't use Facebook anymore, and I'm not accepting friends requests.
I have some actual printed out pictures somewhere. That's how long ago it was for me. I have printed out pictures somewhere.
I've got some
35 millimeter pictures somewhere of me. It was actually right before I went to the Rocky Horror Picture Show. My parents took pictures of me and my friends before we went. Hey, Maura, how you doing, darling?
Yeah. We used to have like parties, and if the Rocky Horror Show was on, we'd go see that, and then we'd invite everyone we could. So you'd have like 150 people in your tiny little house. Yeah. So there's lots of photos from there. So I'm never going to see the light of day.
Are you being funny more, or have you not met Pete before?
I'm an artist. No. I am. Yes, I'm an artist. Look, I do these things. drew the butt of Dan. Rocket Gal.
She may be being serious because she doesn't really dabble over on the comic side. So she may actually. Oh, okay. She's being serious. She hasn't met you before. Yeah.
All right.
So
I am. Yes.
this is the multitude of stuff behind Pete is stuff that Pete has drawn. Just for an example.
Yeah.
I forgot you didn't really mess around on like the indie artist comic side, Maura.
Yeah. This is
He's
all stuff I'm working on at the moment.
he's very good at drawing boobs and butts, especially, and dinosaur wangs.
There is don't get no. I'm not. No dinosaur wang going to be in that book at all.
I know how you can get around that. We'll talk about it after the stream, so we don't give out too much of the book because you already showed a little bit of samples. But
yeah, I mean, if people want to read the novella, it's on Amazon at the moment. I'm sure Mandy. Has Mandy got a wrench? Mandy can drop the link if she can bother. If she's still there, she's probably gone off now to do something else.
I don't know if she has a wrench, honestly.
She's probably talking to the possum or something.
Yeah, I didn't think about it more. I forgot that you don't really dabble over on the indie side, so you've not met Pete before.
I show up occasionally on Name That Tune and things like that.
Yeah, you are every now and then, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I forgot my Rocky Horror Picture Show. Now it looks like I just want to show my boobs again. I forgot my Rocky Horror Picture Show tattoo.
Nice.
Don't dream it, be it. That was also part of the reason I ripped my shirt open, because when it got to the chorus of, and Don't Dream It, Be It, I had the tattoo going on, and it's in the bloody Rocky Horror Picture Show logo kind of letters,
Don't apologise, Murray. It's fine. No, it's fine. And Mandy's pretending she's doing housework. Bless.
Yeah.
She's folding clothes. She's not. She's drinking gin and smoking weed.
Looks like Klingon in 480p. I did get that tattoo a long time ago, and I'm kind of far from the camera. So nobody really wants to see a close-up of my man body. No. Thank you, Lugnuts. That'd be the easiest way for my channel to get pulled down.
I don't know. Actually, I probably shouldn't have had this on it. They've been closing down streams and stuff for comic butts.
Oh, really? So I didn't know that.
John Malin showed a picture of a chick in a bikini. She got clothes on. It wasn't a naked butt. Got his whole stream taken down. I think it actually got stopped halfway through the stream. Yeah, weird. Probably someone complaining. Probably some weirdo.
No, there's not people like that on the internet.
Not at all.
We'll do one last massive question.
A massive one.
Well, I mean, I say massive. We'll do one more mind-scratching question to make you contemplate your life and your reality to close down the interview.
Okie dokie.
And I asked Mandy this same question.
Oh, go on.
No, it's not about the OnlyFans. That was her cheeky question at the end. I just wanted to mess with Mandy about OnlyFans because I knew everybody'd be like, "Oh yeah, Mandy needs to do an OnlyFans."
I considered
it. If you could go back and tell your younger self one thing that you've learned now with all of the years you have in your life, what would that one thing be?
If I could go back to my younger self, I would say stick with comics, or start doing comics earlier, much earlier. Yeah, stick with it. Forget all the chef crap. Stick with art. That's the one thing I would say to myself. That's because I've thought of that question before. Yeah, basically,
concentrate 100% on art. And you would cut kind of all the middle stuff out, the pubs, the chefing, all that stuff.
Yeah. Because if it started doing comics properly from the start, where would I be now? Probably the same place, but knowing me, and apply. It was really hard back when I was like first started out doing art. And my light keeps turning up and down on its own, and I don't know why. It's really annoying. I remember was asking questions. Well, yeah, I could go with that one as well. Actually, yeah. Yeah, but back when I was like first started doing art, like when I was doing art school and whatnot, it was impossible for someone from the UK to get into like Marvel or DC Comics. Not a chance back then. But we had like 2000 AD over here, Judge Dredd and all that stuff. So that's another thing I would say to myself: just start sending stuff to 2000 AD, get some work with them. I could be a millionaire now and retiring on a couple of Netflix shows.
You mean you wouldn't be on you wouldn't be on YouTube?
Who knows?
With all of us basement dwellers.
I'd be too good for all you lot.
You'd be the one on Twitter telling everybody off.
I would, yeah. I'd be the person that Comicsgate was shouting at. But I wouldn't care because I'd be living in my mansion with my $1 million.
All right. Well, I appreciate you doing this little interview with me, Pete. I know it's
no problem.
Kind of conversation / interview.
Yes.
You've always been very supportive of me and my channel and my program since I've met you through Mandy. And we'll just wrap up. You want to tell everybody where they can find you, what you're working on?
You can find me
what you're not working on may be easier.
yeah. Find me on Twitter at Peter Gilmore, like it says there. And you will find updates and stuff for What the Wizard, Portal of Echoes, which is on Indiegogo at the moment. Written by the lovely Mandy Summers, the lovely and extremely talented Mandy Summers. And then stay tuned as well because we are doing Hardcore Pornosaur, the graphic novel. And we shall also be doing graphic, yeah, the extremely graphic novel. We eventually are going to get round to finishing Jack the Ripper Vampire Hunter, which is going to be fantastic. And what else are we doing, Mandy? Oh, yeah, Super Dead 2 will be coming as well, eventually. And Rocket Girl 2. God, I've got too many books to draw. Too many books to draw, not enough time. I need an extra pair of hands.
Well, maybe that's what the COVID vaccine will do for you, like we were talking about earlier.
Possible, I might, hopefully, I could be drawing one page and colouring another one at the same time. I should really learn to draw with both hands. And then have two screens.
You could be doing that and on shows like this at the same time.
At the same time, grow an extra head, extra pair of eyes. Who knows? Who knows what? Yeah.
So basically, you just need a clone to lock in your basement to do all the art, and then you can do all the fun stuff like just hang out.
Well, this is it. Mandy's got me locked in her basement, so I need Mandy to dig a basement under the basement to put the clone in.
Your clone.
Yeah. Yeah, and then when she shouts at me, I can take it out on the clone.
The clone and the possum can be in the basement under the basement.
Yeah, maybe we can train the possum to draw.
Oh, that'd be even better.
Yeah, it's a possum. It's a cute animal. Probably get more followers than me on Twitter and whatnot. Although I still say possums are not cute. Have you seen the teeth on those things?
Oh, they're
wild.
They're not cute.
No, not at all.
The only good thing about possums is they eat ticks and stuff like that. Bugs that are a nuisance.
Do they taste good? Can you eat possum?
I've known people that have ate possum before. Yes, I've heard it's greasy. I've never personally ate it, but I live in the southern United States. If there's something that could possibly be eaten, people have tried to eat it here.
I mean, Mandy did say the possums disappeared. Maybe someone's eating them.
I have heard of people eating possums, raccoons.
Oh, maybe she just got high one night and ate the possum.
Could be. That'd be some really crazy munchies.
Mm-hmm.
Why is there a weird tail at the end of my bed that looks kind of like a large rat tail?
Why is there a tail hanging out my mouth? The corner of my mouth. Spaghetti.
But thank you again, Pete, for taking time out of
My
your busy
pleasure.
schedule
My pleasure.
to come and hang out with me, brother. I appreciate you as always, and the support. The support. I can't even talk. The support you show me in my channel.
Yeah.
And everybody go back the project Pete's involved in. He's also doing commissions, obviously, as you can see from the work behind him. He's an awesome artist.
Absolutely.
Great with boobs and butts, but other stuff too, like Jack the Ripper Vampire Hunter. I mean, the detail in that is just crazy. Crazy amount of detail.
Need stuff drawing. I can draw good. That's my slogan, I think.
I does draw good.
Yeah, that's it. With my crayons.
Design you a website. Peter Gilmore artist. I does draw good.
Yeah. It's just, you never know.
But all right, everybody. We're going to start to wrap this shit show up, as everything's a shit show on my channel. Thank everybody for joining in. People that have been in and out of the chat. JJ, Modden, hanging out in the back room waiting for us to get done. Appreciate everybody being here. And until next time, awkward wave.
Bye.
If this is your first time joining us, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at HanstarYT. Good night, everybody.